This is mentally chaotic. We had a plan, then we ignored it. Then we pressed record. That's the show. And if that chaotic process makes sense to you, you might be more unwell than you think. Oh, welcome, beloved miss. Okay, so let's just talk about Terminator for a second. Just Terminator. You remember that one, right? Guy from the future, big, jacked Austrian accent, talks like he learned English from a speak and spell that got hit by lightning. I'll be back. Chills. But let's go deeper. No, not the time travel paradox. It's not the ethics of AI. Screws, my friend. I want to talk about Allen head screws, because apparently when Skynet built the most advanced killing machine in the history of ever, they raided aisle 9 at Home Depot. I don't know if you've ever taken apart Ikea furniture, but let me tell you something. Nothing strikes fear in the human soul quite like realizing you've got 10 screws left over after building a chair, and that chair wobbly as hell. So the idea that the T-800, a billion-dollar titanium murder skeleton, was held together with the same hardware used for Billy bookcases. I mean, come on, picture this. Post-apocalyptic Skynet facility. Machines roaming around, blue sparks flying, synthetic skulls being assembled on conveyor belts, laser cutters, hydraulic presses. And it's like the machines got too cocky. We've mastered artificial intelligence. But you know what's reliable? The classic 5mm hex bolt. What? Why would a superintelligence from the year 2029 choose a fastener that requires a tool shaped like the leftover part of a trombone? That tool always disappears, by the way. You get one with every piece of furniture and you lose it within minutes. Somewhere out there is a black hole filled entirely with orphaned Allen keys and single socks. And let's not forget how exposed those screws are. So go back, watch Terminator 2. At one point, Arnie slices off his skin and shows off his shiny robot arm like he's doing a flex for Men's Health, Cyberdyne edition. And what do you see? Allen bolts just sitting there in plain sight. Like some poor resistance soldier could just walk up with a multi-tool and go, "Excuse me, let me just loosen your deltoid real quick." I mean, we're talking about a machine that can withstand shotgun blasts to the chest, but probably can't operate if you remove the right 4 screws. That's a design flaw, man. That's not Skynet. That's Skynet great. And you just know that somewhere deep inside that machine is a little bag of extra screws and a warning label that says, "Do not disassemble unless you're a licensed Cyberdyne technician, or Skynet will void your warranty." You ever try unscrewing an Allen bolt that's been torqued by a robot arm? I bet it squeals like a haunted kettle. You're just there with sweat dripping off your nose, stripping the hex because your tool's slightly rounded, and the future has no WD-40. And that's how humanity loses the war. Not lasers, not nukes, just stripped bolts. But let's get philosophical. The Allen screw is the perfect metaphor for the Terminator franchise itself. Think about it. The original movie, tight, simple, elegant, screws in place. Then Terminator 2, still tight. But now everything's shinier, and we're starting to see some of those extra parts. By the time we hit Terminator Dark Fate, it's like the whole machine's been taken apart and put back together wrong. There's a torso where the head should be. Someone jammed a coffee grinder into the CPU, and the Allen key, long gone. So you know what's worse? The accessibility of those screws. You know those YouTube repair videos that are like, step 1, remove the engine? That's Skynet. Step 1, remove skin, peel back titanium plate, rotate shoulder joint 47 degrees. Now you may access elbow screw B7. Please recycle responsibly. Imagine you're the one guy in the resistance who figures this out. Everyone's firing plasma rifles and you're crouched behind a burned-out Toyota with a hex key set whispering, "Don't worry, guys, I've got this one." You pop off a forearm plate and start working those screws like you're on a deadline for better homes and Terminators. You unscrew one, click. The robot's arm twitches. 2, it starts speaking in reverse Swedish. 3, it drops the plasma cannon. And just before you get to the fourth screw, your key slips. You strip it. Now the T-800's angry, not because you stopped him, because you used the wrong size, and now his inner bicep housing is misaligned for eternity. But here's what really kills me. You'd think by Judgment Day, we'd have invented snap fittings, magnets, smart polymers, something cool and modular. But no, Skynet was like, we could use self-healing nanobots. But you know what really says industrial chic? Exposed fasteners? T-1000, that guy had no screws, just molten mercury energy and middle manager rage. Which begs the question, why didn't they all get that upgrade? Why are we still sending out screw-based Terminators when the liquid ones are clearly better? It's like sending out a fax machine to do a smartphone's job. Sorry, we ran out of mimetic polyalloy, but don't worry, we beefed up this guy's shoulder bolts. Grade 8 steel. Very nice. And of course, we have to talk about factory reset. In T2, they pop open Arnold's head like a vending machine and flip a chip. But that's it. No biometric scan, no password, no two-factor authentication. No, just click. Terminator's good now. That's the Skynet security system? The fate of the world rests on whether John Connor has the right kind of screwdriver and steady hands? You know how my phone locks me out after 3 wrong passcodes? But a nuclear murder bot from the future. Just open up the skull and flip the switch like it's a light in the garage. And let's not forget, every time the T-800 walks through fire, crashes a truck, or gets shot into lava, one thing survives. The endoskeleton. But not just the endoskeleton, the screws too. Yeah, the bolts don't melt, they don't loosen, they don't even rust. Meanwhile, the last time I left my bike outside in the rain, the chain fused together like it was made of medieval gilt. So maybe that's the real message of Terminator, not no fate, but what we make. Nah, it's respect the hardware. Because somewhere out there, Skynet's most enduring legacy isn't AI or time travel or killer robots. It's that even after Judgment Day, even after the nukes, even after humanity's been reduced to cave-dwelling scavengers, but someone, somewhere, is still going to need a damn Allen key. And probably the wrong one. All right, weirdos, beautiful disasters, and sentient iced coffees. That's it for this episode of Mentally Chaotic. Wow! You stayed until the end of Mentally Chaotic? It's either loyalty or a cry for help. And honestly, we respect both. Do us a solid. Subscribe so you never miss another emotional car crash. Share this episode with that one friend who sends 3-minute voice notes unprovoked. We'll be back next week with more thoughts that should have stayed in drafts. Until then, stay delusional, stay kind of hot, and don't join a cult unless the merch is cute. Bye.